Hello, I'm Judith Maguire, and welcome to QUB Dragon's Den. Entries were from both undergraduate and postgraduate students, studying a diverse range of subjects. 25 business ideas were shortlisted to the quick pitch stage, and from this, 11 finalists were then invited here today to pitch to our dragons. So let's meet our dragons, 5 local business experts. We have Philip Bain, who is the Director of Shredbank, Shauna Burns, who is Head of Mid-Ulster and Fermanagh Business Centre at Ulsterbank, David Bradshaw, Client Executive at Invest Northern Ireland. We have Nancy Brown, a local business consultant and entrepreneur. And finally, John McKee, who is the Chief Executive of Linkubator. So let's find out how our 11 finalists get on as they face the dragons. First up, we have Florence Severs with her online platform for the travelling entrepreneur, AnyPass.
I'm Florence Severs and this is AnyPass. So imagine that you are a travelling entrepreneur or an employee who's location independent. You can work on your projects from anywhere in the world, be that Berlin, Bangkok or San Francisco. And you're one of the 50 million so-called digital nomads worldwide working this way through their laptops. We have Startup House in San Francisco, which is actually where I lived, so I know quite a lot of the people there, and they're on board. And we have Ali in New York, we have Beta House in Germany, and we have quite a few in Germany because we were on the German startup bus and we travelled through there. When we stopped at these spaces, we obviously were pitching ideas and getting people on board.
And going forward, you're going to be much more aggressive about your sales strategy.
Yeah.
And much more focused.
Yeah.
And that's less organic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think in the interest of time, I think we need to move on.
Yeah.
Florence,
Okay.
listen, thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
And next up, we have Marta Vila-Gonzalez with her tattoo removal idea, The Alternative.
So now I am sure everyone here will have regretted something in their lives. But what if that something was permanent and you had to carry with it for the rest of your days? So as you know, I'm talking about tattoos today. Around 20 million people in the UK have at least one tattoo, and up to a third of them regret it, mostly male, that were tattooed at younger ages by amateur artists. And because it's a permanent thing, you suppose that people think well before getting tattooed, but this is not always the case. The nanoparticles as well are being used for other clinical purposes. So we know that these things work, but we just have to put all the bits together.
The two key standout issues that have been raised in the den here are the proof of concept, the plan to get to that point where you can prove the concept. Because once you can prove it, the funding, the marketing, the partnering, the
will
sales,
come to you.
That's a straightforward thing. Because there are a lot of incumbent players in this market. A lot of existing very large companies who are involved in the laser removal, they're very much competitors and a threat to you. But look, we wish you all the very best, and
Marta,
thank you.
well done
Thank
on your
you.
presentation.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, William. See you later.
Now let's hear from William Millsopp with his agricultural software, Agrisoft.
Agrisoft is risk analysis software developed specifically for the agriculture market as a tool to manage risk and create strategies for the best allocation of financial resources. If the total enterprise output from one cow is somewhere in the region of 1,500 to 2,000 each year, and the total variable costs are around 1,000. If you add those two together, in which the software has the potential to make a saving to the business, that's about £3,000. So if you divide the £1,300 by 100, that's £13 an animal. So
You're not talking farming language. This is sales language.
you have to save each farmer £13 in terms of the money he's bringing in from the animal and the money he's losing. So, and that's a very small percentage relative to the amount of money that is spent.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's hear from Meghan van Portfliet with her pet-friendly cafe, Helping Hound.
Hi, my name is Meghan, and my business idea is Helping Hound. So I'd like to start with a story about my dog, Dexter. Dexter and I live in Bangor, and we go for walks most weekends. So one weekend a while ago, we were out for a walk, and we got about as far as Main Street in Bangor when it just absolutely started to pour on us. On this particular occasion, we were soaked. We start walking back home, and we walk by a cafe. And I look through the window of that cafe, and everyone inside is warm and cozy, and they have their hot drinks. And I look down at Dexter, and I was like, oh, if I didn't have you, I would totally go into that cafe right now. And this has to happen to more than just me, because there's currently no dog-friendly cafes in the Belfast area.
I was involved in the social economy about 10 years ago, and what I noticed in Northern Ireland was the thing came first was the social, then the business model. And I reckon in the States it's the other way around. I did a bit of research into that as well, and it's getting the business model right, getting it profitable, and then you can do all that great social stuff. If you don't do that, the social thing will never happen.
Thank you.
Brilliant, that's great.
Right.
No other
Thank
questions?
you
I really
very much.
appreciate it. Thank you.
And next up, we have Shane Houston with his blind cord product, ChildKind.
Its estimates for the EU database indicate that annually in the 20 EU states, approximately 100 injuries to children from 0 to 14 years of age involve window blinds or accessories and are serious enough to require a visit to A&E. And about once a month in the USA, a child between 7 months and 10 years dies from window cord strangulation or near strangulation. And they've recalled over 5 million in recent years of blind cords. And even in the UK, 2 children die annually from this, with the youngest being 16 months.
As a mum, I would say for £7 it's worth that peace of mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I know what you're saying. When I looked at the numbers, I was actually surprised the numbers were so low, to be honest with you, because I do think it's an issue for parents. You just worry about home safety. But I think you're right. I think the data would help support you and people saying, because you're saying if I have a house and I have how many sets of blinds in my house, I can actually be spending quite a bit of money. As you say, it's worth absolutely doing that research to see if there is a real need that people actually put their hand in their pocket and say, yeah, as long as I'm buying all these other home safety, I want to buy those.
I'm in that
well.
space and I'm buying all of that stuff, so I'm going to buy that as well. And I'm going to buy it because whatever your marketing has prompted them, they're thinking, you know, because I would never have thought about that. I would never have thought about it. It's not an issue.
It's very
it's the dummy, the bath, the car. It's that sort of stuff we think about. The blinds, I just don't. But I may be in the minority. I may well be in the minority, and I'm happy enough with that. But give me the stats to prove that I'm in the minority.
Yes.
I have no other questions.
No other questions.
No.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now let's see how Sleep State Labs get on with their sleep detecting mobile application.
We're running into a major issue for society that no one is talking about, and that is hearing loss. Hearing loss is caused whenever you don't give your ears a chance to rest. And this is particularly prevalent whenever somebody falls asleep listening to music. We detect when someone falls asleep by measuring their heart rate, and we do that by using a number of pieces of wearable technology. The type of wearable devices of which we want to use are the ones with heart rate monitors. These are currently only used for maybe workouts or fitness, but we have reutilised this technology for sleep detection.
You know, listen to Spotify at night. And how does your Fitbit, if this is the heart monitor, work with my Spotify on my phone, is it?
So this will measure your heart rate.
Oh yes, I've got my app on my thing.
And then it will send the information to the app, and we're able to analyse it, and that's basically the 8% drop of your heart rate as you fall asleep.
Is there anything to protect in this?
Yes.
What have you got?
It's particularly the algorithm around the sleep detection. We spoke to Dr. Rosie Armstrong of Armstrong IRP, IPR, and she was confident that we can go on with this, and we're
push that on,
developing
absolutely, and be careful who you talk to in the meantime. I mean that sincerely. Very careful.
Plenty of NDAs have been signed and stuff.
Excellent, brilliant, guys, well done.
And now to meet the dragons, we have Ahmed Osman with his renewable biofuel, the future fuel.
It took millions of years to produce the coal, oil and gas we use every day, and we are burning them 6 million times faster than the average rate at which they were produced. Clearly, this is unsustainable. We consume 11 billion tons of oil each year, and by this rate, oil will finish in 2052. 8 years more, gas will finish, and by 2088, the last one, coal, will finish. So it is just a matter of time. We need to think about an alternative energy source. One of the most promising biofuel called DME, or dimethyl ether. When it burns like this, it produces no smoke, no toxins. It is a clean fuel for the 21st century. And here what's blowing my mind, you can make it out of just any kind of biomass. Say you have got grass, and in fact, Northern Ireland land is covered by 76% of grass. You can make DME out of that.
Does it need accreditation or something from, I don't know, whoever the sector, industry sector is? You know, because if I was sitting in City Hospital or Queen's and making that decision. Financials look fantastic, idea looks fantastic, but I suppose I would like some sort of assurance.
Quality assurance.
Quality assurance. Or is there
Yeah,
whatever the
we
equivalent is?
contacted the Bioplanet of Sweden because it has the same legislation as European as Queen here, or so we contact them to give us accreditation or the certificate to use.
Certification, that's the word,
certification. So we are going to do this now.
Okay. I have no more questions.
No.
Thank
Very good, Ahmed.
Thank you. Very good.
Next up is IVEA Labs with their tourism mobile application, Visit.
Hello, I'm Adam. This is Vicky, Alex and Andrew, and we are IVEA Labs. We're a group of passionate fourth-year computer science students with a keen eye for innovation. We plan to embrace the knowledge economy by developing a dual-aspect technology solution initially aimed at the tourism market. Our system will provide attraction visitors with a location-aware experience delivered via their smartphone, and the attraction organisers with vital interaction statistics and analytics delivered via an online dashboard.
But 6 months in some board meeting somewhere, somebody's going to ask the question to somebody who signed off on this, what are we paying £500 for, or what are we getting for it? Where's the added value? Where are we getting additional revenue streams? How has our life improved as a result of this?
The £500 a month subscription model provides a number of services, such as us going out and replacing any beacons. We're basically on call for maintenance. In terms of other added value they get, we're hosting the content on our servers.
Super.
Well done.
Great, guys. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Now entering the den, we have Kairos Power with their electric vehicle car charger, Dyno.
So these LEDs on the top will represent this cutout panel showing the state of the device, and the green light down here will activate when the car would supposedly be charging. So the first step, we download the tariff information from our server. Then we go through the application and tell it the time at which it has to be ready. From this down, when we know the start and end time, we can then calculate what the cheapest periods are between now and then. Using this information, the charger works it out. So it waits. When the time is right and the price is low, the charging begins. At this second slot, when the price increases, the charging stops again and it waits. When the second cheap block starts, the car begins to charge again. At the end of this time period, the charger finishes, the car is charged.
Well, I think I probably speak on behalf of all of us to say that we wish you every success, because it would be lovely to think of being able to reduce the cost of a fill of petrol in the car from £2.50 to £1.25. But very well done, all of you, and we wish you every success.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Facing the dragons this time is Michael Robinson with his blood measuring medical device, Fina.
So let me introduce to you my innovative idea, Fina. Fina is a small, non-invasive wireless device that detects the sodium concentration of a patient's blood. It does this by using digital signal processing and an open-ended coaxial cable. So it will cut patient diagnosis and treatment time by at least 20 minutes. And of course, like I said, this will then save over 36,000 hours nationwide every single day. And as a knock-on effect, it will decrease patient bed usage time. As it is non-invasive, it's a pain-free process and cuts the chance of bloodborne infections. And as it's wireless, the patient can move freely and comfortably around their bed in their ward. So the current method uses a needle, blood sample, and a centrifugation separator, and it takes 20-30 minutes.
As an idea, it looks good. If it works, it's great.
Yes.
I suppose the question around patenting something quickly still remains. And I would be surprised if there's not IP out there, or if there isn't already research underway. If you've got research or access to research that shows this should work, other people will have seen that research that shows this should work in blood.
Take that as valuable input.
Good.
I have no other questions.
No, I'm fine.
Right.
Thank you
very much.
Thank
you very much.
Well done. Thank you very much for your time.
Last in to give their pitch today is Jason Davidson with his interactive job search site, Jobmapper.
I'm currently one of the youngest to receive a POC grant from VSNI of £10,000. So what is Jobmapper? Jobmapper is a mobile website, mobile app and website, which provides a Google Maps interface to the user, allowing them to search for a specific keyword in a specific location. In response to this, the software will produce the map displaying the jobs as pins for the criteria entered. This evolves the typical list-based job sites that are currently out there by enhancing the user's search results with a geographical interface.
It is my belief that displaying aggregated results in a geographical interface is the best and most effective way of searching for a job in a country and even in a large city. So I'm going to search a teacher job within Brisbane, and Jobmapper also works with the 50 countries provided by Indeed. So simply select Australia, displaying the jobs within Brisbane and the surrounding area, and it's the same. Click on it through, and you can apply for the job, and you can view your saved jobs on the simple list.
You don't appear to be 18, appear to be a few years older than that. And in London, they're used to kind of a lot of young, sort of high-flying guys. They'll be used to that type of thing. That's not going to make them nervous at all. If you're competent, if you've got a good product there, if you understand it, there's an added value to them. They won't care what age you are, as long as that all ticks those boxes.
Thank you, Jason. The Dragons faced a tough decision as the standard was so high, but they ultimately decided on one winner, Sleep State Labs, who won the full £5,000 investment for their sleep detecting mobile application. We would like to congratulate all those students who took part in this year's competition. We have been so impressed. Each finalist showed real creativity and innovation, and we hope they will see that starting their own business is a viable career option. Enterprise SU will see you next year for another round of QUB Dragons Den.